Welcome to this amazing revision of IND AS 24 related party disclosures. Okay, so a very cute, a very small IND AS which we are going to revise in 100% English with concepts and questions both. But before that, if you are watching this on YouTube and if you have not subscribed to the channel, first subscribe and then only watch the video. Also, if you like the content, you can drop a comment, and also if you want to refer my lectures to your friends, my lectures are available on bbvirtuos.com. If you find them helpful, definitely you can recommend it as well. Okay, chalo. So now let's start the revision of IND AS 24 related party disclosures. Before starting, do remember, when I teach you these disclosures, you will feel everyone is related. Okay, we will discuss relationships now, so you will feel everyone is related. So in case you remember in class, I had given you some spoilers, some cool hints. Only remember those examples which I have given you, and you will be able to solve all the questions. Of course, while revising, I will revise everything, but after the revision, I will also tell you which examples you should remember so that you can crack all the questions. Okay, chalo. So let's start the revision in 3, 2, 1 and go. First of all, introduction not very relevant, scope. So basically, what are we going to discuss here? First, we will discuss the relationships. Okay, then we will discuss transaction between them, then outstanding balances, then commitments, then when to disclose the relationships and how much to disclose about them. Okay, so the first, and acha, one more thing, in certain cases disclosure won't be required even if there is relationship. Why? If it is prohibited by your legal framework, if prohibited by statute. Why? In case of banks are not required to disclose the data of or KYC of their customers. So even if the customer is related, bank need not disclose the relationships. Okay, chalo. Now there are two types of relationship. One, where a relationship is there between entity and a person. Second, when a relationship is there between an entity and another entity. Okay, so first we are discussing the relationship between an entity and a person. When will the company and a person be related? So first of all, person also includes this close member. What is close member? We will revise later on. So first, if a person has a control in an entity, example number 1. See, refer my examples. Through example only you will understand. So if this person, let's say person is Kishan. So Kishan has a control in one company. Control means more than 50% stake. Revise this index only after doing index 110. Okay. So if he has more than 50% stake in any company, Kishan and that company are related. If he has an influence in any company, so let's say Kishan has an influence in any company, Kishan and that company are related. Okay, and if Kishan is a KMP in any company, so that Kishan and that company are related. Next part. Okay, now whenever Kishan is related to any company, Kishan's close member will also become related. Okay, so it is just like whatever belongs to Kishan also belongs to his close member. Okay, because Kishan is in love with the close member. Okay, so if Kishan is related to XYZ, his close member are also related to XYZ. Now the question is, who all will be covered in close member? Simple. Your children, your spouse, or your domestic partner. Domestic partner means if you are staying with someone but not married. Okay, so live-in relationship basically. Brother, sister, mother, father. Okay, children of that person's spouse or domestic partner. Sometimes you might have married someone who already has a son or daughter. Basically your stepson, stepdaughter are also covered. Okay, and all your dependents are covered. So basically if you are related to someone, your close members are also related to someone. Chalo, next part. We will now understand the relationship between entity and another entity. When will two companies be related? If they are members of the same group. What is the meaning of this? So let's say AK is the parent. He has 3 subsidiaries. All of these companies are members of the same group. They all are related between them. Next, one entity is an associate or joint venture of the other entity. What is the meaning of this? So let's say if you have a joint venture, let's say AK and BK entered a joint venture ABK. So this AK will be related to ABK. Simple. That means you as a party will be related to the joint venture company, because in joint venture we form a separate legal entity. Achha. Also, if you have an associate, you and that associate will be related. Again, I'm telling you, when I'm telling you the relationship, you will start feeling that everyone is related. Wait for my exclusive content, exclusive hints which I will give you. Okay, chalo. Next part. An associate or joint venture of a group of which entity is a member. What is the meaning of this? So let's say this, for this example number 6 is there. Let's say you have control over one company. Okay, you have a control over one company and this subsidiary has one associate. So in that case, AK will be related to A Limited as well. Okay, and this A will be related to all the companies also. So basically if you have a subsidiary and that subsidiary as an associate, this associate also becomes related to all the companies. The same thing was mentioned in here. When you read the theory now, you will not understand what they are trying to say. When you read the example, you will understand. Next, both the entities are joint venture of the same third party. Let's say this AK Limited entered into two joint venture with two different parties. AK and BK formed ABK, AK and DK formed ADK. Okay, so the common party is AK. So that is why these two joint venture will also become related. Next, one entity is a joint venture and the other is an associate. So if you have one joint venture and if you have one associate, these two will also become related. Okay, chalo. Next, the entity is a post employment benefit plan. Sometimes for employees you open a separate trust. Okay, so because you are opening it, you and that trust will also become related. Next, a person identified above has influence, sorry, a entity is jointly controlled or controlled by a person identified above. Person means the person we were talking in the previous point. So let's say, now comes the important part. See, now it is an important example. Now you need to focus. One person is there. He has control in two companies. See, that person and company were related. This person and this company were also related. But what about these two companies? Because they are being controlled by the same person, these two companies also become related. Same is example number 11 also. Next point, G point. Don't read the theory, read the example only for this. If this person has in one company control / joint control and in one company KMP, then also related. So basically, if two companies control, related. If one control and one KMP, it is related. Now the spoiler alert, please remember, if this person is only KMP in two companies, these two companies won't become related. If this person has only influence in two companies, these two companies won't become related. If this person has one company influence, one company KMP, still they are not related. Sir, how do we remember? It is confusing. It is not confusing. Please remember, when a person has relationship with two companies, at least one of the relationship should have control or joint control. See here both were control or joint control, related. Here one was control joint control, one was KMP, related. If one was control joint control, one was influence, then also related. But if neither of the relation is control, here both KMP, not related. Significant influence, both not related. One KMP, one influence, not related. At least one relationship should be control or joint control. Remember the hint? So these two examples and this spoiler is important as of now, till whatever we have studied till now. Okay, then it says the entity or any member of the group provides KMP services to the reporting entity. What is the meaning of this? Example number 12. Please have a look here. So let's say if you are a parent, you have multiple subsidiaries and associates. Now associate has one subsidiary which provide KMP services to the ultimate parent. So if any of the group company provides KMP services to the ultimate parent, it becomes related to everyone. It becomes related to everyone. Okay, simple. Then last point, an associate includes subsidiary of associate. What is the meaning of this? When you say that AK has an associate X Limited, so AK and X are related. So when I say AK and X are related, if X has any subsidiaries, that will also be related to AK Limited. That means when I say your associate is related, the associate's subsidiary will also be related to the parent. Okay, so when we say associate is related to parent, subsidiary of associate will also be related to the parent. Simple. Same is the case with joint venture. So if you are related to a joint venture, if that joint venture has any subsidiary, that will also be related to the parent. Same, if you have a subsidiary and that subsidiary also has one subsidiary, this will also be related. So the word associate, the word joint venture, the word subsidiary also includes their subsidiaries. Simple. Yes. Spoiler alert now as well. Suppose a parent is there. He has multiple subsidiary, two subsidiaries to associate. So these all are related to the parent, but these fellow associates won't be related to each other. So I've clarified it further. P has A1 associate, A2 associate. Just because they are associate, that doesn't mean they are related. If it was S1 and S2, subsidiary would be related. Fellow subsidiaries related, but fellow associates are not related. Simple. Okay. Also, if you have an associate A1, this associate also has one associate X1. Associate's associate won't be related to the parent. Okay. See, if A1 had a subsidiary, then it was related to the parent. But if your associate has one associate, it is not related. Do remember this part. Spoiler. Important to remember this much. This and example number 13 also remember. So example number 10, 11 the spoiler. Example number 13 and the spoiler. Acha, don't worry. I will upload the board notes on my Telegram. In the description box, you can find the link of my Telegram channel. You can download the board notes from there. Okay. Chalo. This is covered. Next. Understanding who are not related parties. Two entities are not related simply because they have a director in common. We already discussed this. Just because a person is KMP in two companies, they are not related. Already discussed in the spoiler above. Same. One influence, one KMP, not related. We discussed in the spoiler above. Okay. Then second part. two venturers are not related simply because they share joint control. What is the meaning of this? Let's say AK and BK opened a joint venture together, ABK. So AK and ABK are related, BK and ABK are related. That means you are related to the joint venture company, but the parties will not be related to each other. The joint venture parties are not related to each other. So AK and BK came together, formed a new company, ABK. So AK will be related to ABK, BK will be related to ABK, but they are not related in between them. Do remember that part. Okay. Next, spoiler, we will study later on. Then, if you have any providers of finance, trade unions, public utilities, just because someone has given you money, that doesn't mean you are related to them. Next, if you have any good customer, a relationship with any customer is very good. Just because the relationship is good, that doesn't mean you are related to that customer. Okay, so you will not become related to that customer just because the relationship is good. Do remember that part as well. Clear with this? Okay. Let's proceed further. Now, what else is there? Disclosures. So under disclosure, there are two types of disclosure. Acha, transaction also there. So now relationship was discussed. Okay. So whatever transaction you do with your related party is known as related party transactions. Do remember that. Now disclosure. There are two types of disclosure. The first one is category 1 disclosure. Here you will disclose the relation even though there are no transaction between them. Okay. So it is like disclosing a relation even though there is no transaction. But in category 2, we disclose the relationship only when there is transaction. So in category 1, only significant things come, like parent-subsidiary relationship. So if there is a relationship of parent-subsidiary, you will disclose it even if there is no transaction. Few other points are given, just give it a read. In category 2, what other types of disclosure? Here in category 2, we will disclose only when there is a transaction between the related parties. Okay. So the first type of disclosure is compensation to KMP. So if you pay anything to a KMP, you will disclose it. Second, if any other related party is there and you transact with them, disclose it. What to disclose? In case of KMP, disclose the compensation. In case of other parties, disclose the nature of relationship, transactions, outstanding balances and commitments. So basically, I help you remember like this. Disclose the nature, husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend. Disclose the transaction, disclose the outstanding balance and disclose the commitments. Okay. Also disclose the amount of transaction, terms and conditions, guarantees given. Just remember the keywords given in red. Okay, that's it. Now, certain exemptions are available to government companies. So basically, if you are a government company and if you have any subsidiary or whatever you call it, associate or anything, that means if you have any relationship with any company, government company are exempt from certain things. They are not exempt from everything, but they are exempt from certain disclosure. I am given the summary here. If government company has a relation with, let's say, A Limited, so government company has a disclosure exemption. What it will not disclose? It will not disclose the transaction. It will not disclose the outstanding balance. It will not disclose the commitments. But what it has to disclose? Name of the government, nature of relationship, and if any transaction is individually very significant, then disclose it. Only nature and amount of individually significant transactions, but not all transactions, right? So again, it is exempt from what? Transaction, outstanding balance, commitment. Okay. And not exempt from what all things? Name of the government, nature of relationship, and individually significant transactions. Okay, do remember. Now there is one more spoiler here. If a government company is related to a company, disclosure exemption is available. Okay, three things you cannot disclose. You may opt not to disclose: transaction, balance, and commitment. But if a government company is related to a person, disclosure exemption not available. Similarly, if a government company is related to a person indirectly, let's say government company has a subsidiary and this subsidiary has one KMP. So this government company is related to a KMP indirectly. Okay. Again, government company with this person does not have the disclosure exemption available. In short, government company has the exemption available with company, but government company does not have a exemption available with persons. Okay. So now, as I told you, if you read all the examples, you will get confused. So what to do? Just remember the examples I'm telling you. Okay. Example number 10, example number 11, it's spoiler. Okay. It's spoiler. Then example number 13 and it's spoiler. Okay. And only the government company, exemption is available with whom. So if you read 1,000 things, you won't remember even one of them. If you read limited things, which is relevant, you will remember all of it. So I gave you the key point of it. Okay. Now there are questions. Questions are there. I will try to take up some few important questions, but rest all are very simple. Okay. Like for example, I will take illustration number 1. What is said? These are the relationship. Parent has 2 subsidiaries. Okay. Sorry, 2 subsidiaries and 2 associates. This subsidiary has one subsidiary and this subsidiary has one associate also. Now they are asking the relationship from various companies' point of view. I will say everyone is related between all of them, but only few relations will not be there. Can I say the fellow associates are not related with each other? So A1, A2, A3 are not related to each other. Remaining all companies are related to everyone. Do remember that. Okay. Then there was one question, illustration number 2. Please have a look. So it says Mr. X has a control in one company, KMP in one company. Are these two related? Of course, yes. Acha. Next it says that Mr. X has a control in one company, KMP in one company, and this company has a subsidiary C Limited. Doesn't matter, still they're related. Okay. See, if X is related to B Limited, B also cover the subsidiary. If A and B are related, B also cover the subsidiary C. So it will be related. Okay. Acha. It says, will the answer be different if X has joint control? So if in one place there was joint control, one place KMP, it is fine. At least one side you should have control or joint control. Okay, then related. But if one side influence one side KMP, then not related. Remember, one side there should be control. But if one side influence one side KMP, not related. We discussed already this. Okay, covered in spoiler. Then example number 3 you can do on your own. Come to example number 6. Okay, so here X has a domestic partner Y. So X has a close member Y. Do remember, if you have any close member, what belongs to X will also belong to Y. Okay, what belongs to X will also belong to Y. They are in love. Okay, so if X has a control in A, it is like just like Y has a control in A. If Y has a control in B, just treat X and Y as a single unit. So this unit has a control in A, has a control in B. Are A and B related? Yes, both side control na, it is fine. Understood? Achha. If both side influence was there, then treated as one unit, and both side influence, no, not related in that case. Okay, do remember. Then remaining questions, just give a read. Please do give a read for the remaining questions, please. Okay, I'm just taking up the important ones. Okay, here question number 2 is there. So X has a control in one company and is a KMP in the trust, and the trust has a subsidiary. So see, if X is related to the trust also include the subsidiary. So X will also be related to B Limited. Now they're asking whether A and B are related. Yes. See, one side control, one side KMP works now. So A and trust are related. So the company also includes subsidiaries. So A and B are also related. Okay. Just so first part is simple, second part is simple. The third part is critical. Third part says X is only a KMP in trust. Now this trust has 95% in A, 100% in B. Okay. Now whether A and B are related. Of course, yes, they are still related. Why? Because trust controls both the companies. So these both companies are related. So this was the B part. Do remember that. This is also important. Please have a look here. Question number 3. Entity A has a influence in B. Now B has one subsidiary, one associate. Okay. So now for entity A, associate includes its subsidiary. So for entity A, C is related. But associate won't be related to entity A. So if your associate has one more associate, then you are not related to the associate. This was also covered in the spoiler. Okay. So these are the important LDR questions which you have taken up. I hope this revision was helpful. Do remember this was only a revision. So I've tried to revise all the concepts. But if you want a detailed study, we have done in the class itself. Okay. So I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much. Please give it a read on your own as well. So thank you so much. Bye-bye everyone. Take care. See you all. Bye-bye.